So hello and welcome to the video. And in the previous video we have already learned about the introduction of the organic chemistry. In that we have gone through the what is organic chemistry I have taught you, and then also we have gone through many other topics like the organic compounds and how it is very valuable in our life. Then we have gone through the sources of organic compounds like plants, animals, woods, coal fermentation, and then we have gone through the organic and inorganic compounds. उसके थ्रू हम लोग गए थे organic and inorganic compounds. That inorganic compound carbon was the essential component, and inorganic compound carbon was not the essential components. So we have gone through all these things. Then we have gone through the unique nature of carbon compounds, like we have gone through the tetravalency. It is having the electronic configuration 2 and 4. And then we have gone through the catenation, the ability of carbon atoms to attract one or more elements. Okay, now in this video we have a study about the alkyl groups. We will focus on the alkyl groups, that what is alkyl groups. Okay, and alkyl groups, and after that we will focus on the homologous series. We will focus on the homologous series, and then after that we will focus on the functional groups. Functional groups. Okay bachcha party, we will focus on the functional group. After completing all these things, we will focus on the IUPAC and the rules. We will focus on the rules and the IUPAC, and then after that we will focus on the isomerism. ठीक है? So in this videos we are going to cover about all these topics. Okay, so one by one we will go all these topics in a detail, in a very well ordered, in a very systematic way. Okay, so take out your pens, books, and get ready for. So first of all we will move with the homologous series. Okay, so first we will move with the homologous series. Okay, so what is homologous series? Homologous series, we can say it is a group of organic compounds, okay, which have similar chemical properties, okay, but they differ, okay, by CH2 groups. Okay, so they differ by abbreviated CH2 groups. So homologous series हम कह सकते हैं कि homologous series is a group of organic compounds. क्या होता है ये group of organic compounds? It is and with the similar chemical properties, and they differ by CH2 groups. और CH2 group से differ करते हैं. So for that we can say that they are the homologous series. Okay, now what we have three members of homologous series. How many members we have? We have three members. In this we have three members. Okay, what are they? We have alkane group, we have ene. Okay, second we have alkene we have, and the thirdly member is alkyne. We have alkyne. So overall we have three members. We have alkane, then we have alkene, and then third one we have alkyne. So overall we have alkane, alkene, and alkyne. These are the three members which we have in the homologous series. Okay, so they have their own formula through which we will study. Okay, so before going on to the formula of alkane, before going on to the formula of alkene or alkyne, we will study that when there will be the carbon atoms. Okay, when there will be the carbon atoms, कि जब वहाँ पे कार्बन आइटम रहेगा, like when we have a carbon atom 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10. So what we will call to them? Okay, so for that we have to understand, if we have one carbon atom, then we will call it as meth. Okay, if we have two, we will call as eth. then 3, then prop, okay, meth, eth, prop, then boot, then we will call as pent, then 6 hex, then hept, then oct, then we will call as none, then we will call as dec. Okay, 10 is enough. 10, it will not go longer, only 10 carbon atoms it is enough for us. It is normally up to 10 is there. So if we have first meth, eth, prop, boot, pent, hex, apt, oct, none and dec. Okay, so if it is in, we will apply in. Okay, if it is in, we will apply in, methane. If it is ein, we will apply ein. Okay, this will go on for the all these things. Okay, in, ein. Okay, so this is the carbon atoms. This is alkane, this is alkene, and this is alkyne. Clear? Now moving on further, let's see about the formulas. Okay, so if we talk about the formula of this homologous series like alkane, alkene or alkyne, so it is very easy for us to understand all these three things. Okay, because formula is the very important things for all these things. First we will talk about the alkane. Okay, alkane के बारे में बात करेंगे homologous series में. So we will talk about alkene. So formula is CnH2n plus 2. This is the formula. We talk about the alkene, AlKene, alkene. The formula is CnH2n. Okay. Then we will talk about alkyne. So we have formula CnH2n minus 2. So this is the formula for alkane. This is the formula for alkene, and this is the formula for alkyne. Okay. So alkane, alkene, and alkyne. These are the three formulas which we have. So अब 1 कार्बन उठा करके हम लोग इसमें पुट करते हैं. We will put 1 carbons on the all these things. 1 carbon on the place of n. 1 carbon on the place of n. 1 carbons on the place of n. Okay. So let's solve this Cn. So it will become C1H2 into 1. It will become 2 plus 2. So it will become C. We do not write. It will become CH4. Okay. Then second, it will become C2H2 into 2, 4 plus 2. It will become CH. तो यहाँ पे C2 will be there because what we have here C2. तो C2H6. Okay. Similarly, C3H8, C4H10, C5H12. Okay. Like this you can make for 3 carbons, then carbon number 4, then carbon number 5. Okay. Similarly you can go for 6, then 7, then 8, then 9. Okay, let's make everyone see. So H 2 into 3 6 plus 2 it will become 8. So we have then H we have 4 to 4 or 4 to the 8. So it will become 4 to the 8 plus 2 it will become 10. It we have then we have 5 to the 10 plus 2 12. So H10 plus 2 it will become 12. Okay. Then we have 6 to 6 to the 12 plus 2 it will become 14. So C6H14. Then we have 7 to the 14 plus 2. So 7 to the 14 plus 2 it will become C7H16. It will become 8 is there. So we have H8 to the 16 or 16 plus 2 it will become 18. So C8H18. Like this it will become. So it will become methane. Okay. It will become ethane. It will become ethane. Then it will become propane. Then meth, eth, prop, boot, pent, hex, oct, none, dec, like this. When we make about तो भाई alkene कैसे बनाएंगे? Alkene you put CnH2n like this. The formula we have. Okay, put 1 atoms C1H2 into 1. So CH2 it will become methane. Now we have. Then we have putting 2. So C. Now we are putting 2H2 into 2. It will become C2H4. So ethene, ethene. Similarly, propene, butene, pentene, hexene, heptene, octene, nonene, decene. Like this we will make on. Okay. Then we come to alkyl groups. Okay, alkyne. Let's put the formula. Then C1H2 into 1 minus 2. It will become C2 or 2 minus 2 will become 2 into 2, 2 sorry. 2 into 2 minus 2. So C1, okay, we have 2 into 1, 2 minus 2. It will become CH. Nothing will be there because 2, 1 is there, 2 into 2 or 2 minus 2, 0. CH. It will become what? It will become या हमारा हो जाएगा methyl. क्या हो जाएगा? Methyl. Then C2, तो C2H, 2 to the 4 minus 2, तो C2H2, C2H3. It will become हमारा methyl. Then similarly हम बनाते जाएंगे methyl, ethyl, propyl, butyl, pentyl, hexyl, heptyl, octyl, okay, nonyl and decyl. So this was the we can say general formula for the alkane, alkene and alkyne. Okay, the three members of the homologous series. We can say they are the three members of the homologous series. They are the three members. Okay, group. Okay, so what is alkyl group? Alkyl group is very similar. We removal of one hydrogen atom from the alkane group. Okay, means one hydrogen atom removal from where? From the alkane group. From the alkane group, then it is called as alkyl group. How? We have CN H2N plus 2. Okay, we have CH4 methane. We have methane. Okay, then removal of one hydrogen atom, it will become CN H2N minus 1. One hydrogen atom will be removed, so it will become methyl. It will become methyl. What happens? The last prefix we are changing with yl groups. That is why the alkyl group is made. What happens when the alkyl group will be there? So we will change in to yl. Okay, we will change to yl group. Methyl, ethyl, propyl, butyl, pentyl, hexyl, heptyl, octyl, nonyl, decyl. So nothing, this is only the alkyl groups. Okay, alkyl group is like this. We used to change the one hydrogen atom is removed from there and it becomes from the alkane groups, and that's how the alkyl group is formed. In this generally we see CnH2 and minus 2 is there, and then it becomes methyl. So this is only the alkyl group what we have to study. Okay, now series after studying the alkyl groups, now we are on the functional groups. So these are the functional group we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Overall we have 6 functional groups through which we have to study all these things. Okay, so we will move on to the groups. We will move on to the general formula. Then we will move on to the types of organic compound. Then we will move on to the suffix. Okay, first we have halide. Okay, in which we have fluoro, chloro, bromo and iodo. Fluoro, chloro, bromo and iodo. Okay, here F means fluoro. Okay, if it is Cl, then it means chloro, and if it is Br, so it means bromo, and if it is I, so it means iodo. So it is in the halide groups. General formula we have Rx. Achha, what is here R means? R. Here R जो है, it represents alkyl groups. What does R represents? R represents alkyl groups. R जो है हमारा वो alkyl groups को represent करता है. It represents the alkyl groups. So we have halide, we have types of organic compound alkenes, and suffix we will be using as ane. Now we will be moving on to hydroxyl. Okay, hydroxyl groups, which is known as OH groups. then general formula will be ROH. Then we have all single bond OH. Then we have types, it is alcohols, hydroxyl alcohol types में आते हैं. Then we will using the suffix OL. Now third one we will be using aldehyde, single bond CHO. Then hydrogen R, C double bond O. Then aldehydes and al we will be using as al. Then carboxyl single bond COH. Then we will be using a general formula like this. Okay, C double bond O, single bond O. Then H carboxylic acid and oic acid. Oic acid. Then we have keto. Okay, it is like this, single bond C double bond O. It is like this. Ketonic acid we have, ketonic ketones. Okay, then suffix will be on. Then we have ethers, ethanoic, oxy. Okay, oxy, and we have ethers like this. So here generally what we have to understand that R represents the alkyl groups. R represents alkyl groups. R जो है हमारा वो represent करता है, it represents alkyl groups, and this is the, we have all six the groups of functional. Okay, then we have a general formula, then we have a types, and then we have a suffix. Now this is sufficient for studying the IPSC. Okay, then now we will move through the nomenclature, under which we have a systematic study of naming the hydrocarbons. अब हम नामकरण के through to the nomenclature. So till now we have studied about the starting with the homologous series. We have gone and studied the homologous series, in which we have understand about the alkene, alkene and alkyne. What are the three members of the homologous series? Then we have gone through the alkyl groups. What is the alkyl groups we have? Then we have gone through the functional groups, and after all these things we have now came to the nomenclature. So प्यारे बच्चों, nomenclature is what? In the nomenclature we have to study that suddenly when some child is born in our family, then after some days we used to name that particular child. We used to call a Pandit ji and we used to name that child. Simply in Hindi vehicle से कि हम उसका नामकरण करते हैं. So in the organic compounds, for the carbon atoms or the hydrogen atoms, we have to name them. For the naming, we have a particular paddhati, we have a particular system. That particular system is called as nomenclature. So in this what we have a nomenclature, that is a particular system that is assigned for naming the hydrocarbons. Okay, and in under this what happens, before there was no systematic method to name them. So in 1957, under the IUPAC, International Union for Pure and Applied Chemistry, under this we got a systematic thing that is called as IPAC. Okay, so IPAC is International Union for Pure and Applied, International Union for Pure and Applied Chemistry. Okay, so it was launched in 1957. From there we got a systematic system under which we name the organic compounds or the hydrocarbons. Okay, so this IPAC consists of three parts. First one, it consists of root words. Then it consists of suffix. Then after that it consists of prefix. These are the three things which IPAC consists. अब what are these three things? Three things क्या होता है that we have to understand. Root word means the number of carbon atoms. Number of carbon atoms. Number of carbon atoms, like from we have meth, eth, prop, then we have boot, meth, eth, prop, boot, then pent, then we have hex, then we have hept, then we have oct, then we have non, and then we have dec. This is the root word, means according to the number of carbon atoms, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. One is, then we have meth, eth, prop, boot, pent, hex, hept, oct, non, and dec. So according to this we will be using as the root words. Okay, longest chain we will be selecting longest chain. Okay, so root word is there. Then we have suffix. Suffix is what, in this we use the bonds. क्या हम use करते हैं, bonds use करते हैं. Which type of bonds will be there? Suppose if we have single bond, so we will be using at in. If we have double bond, okay, if we have, so for the single bonds, for the single bond we will be using in. For the double bonds, for the double bonds we will be using as in, and for the triple bond, for the triple bond we will be using as ein. So in or ein. So this is the suffix. This is the suffix we have. In the suffix word we will be using bonds. We will be using, if we have a single bond we will use in. If we have a double bond we will be using as in. If we have a triple bond we will be using as ein. So differentiation on the basis of the bonds. Then when we will go about the prefix. Prefix means what? What are the substituents? What are the substituents which are added? Which are added to it? ऐसे कौन कौन से substituents हैं जो उसके साथ added हैं? जैसे कि first one we can talk about alkyl groups. Alkyl groups उससे add कर सकते हैं. Alkyl groups we have studied removal of one hydrogen atoms from the alkane groups. और फंक्शनल ग्रुप्स जो हमने पढ़ा है 6 फंक्शनल ग्रुप्स, उसमें से कोई मेंबर तो ऐसा नहीं है जो जुड़ा हुआ है. ठीक है, तो दैट कम्स इन द प्रीफिक्स कि सब्स्टिट्यूएंट्स, व्हाट द सब्स्टिट्यूएंट्स व्हिच आर कनेक्टेड टू इट, आइदर अल्काइल आइदर द फंक्शनल ग्रुप्स. सो दीज आर द 3 पार्ट्स ऑफ IUPAC or the systematic naming of organic compounds under which we have to understand. Okay, this is how we have to understand. If we understand these 3 parts, then it will be very clear for us to name the organic compounds very well. Root word, suffix and prefix. Root word, number of carbon atoms. Suffix, the number of bonds, it is single, double or triple. Then we have the substituents, alkyl groups or the functional groups. If we understand these things in a very well manner, then we will be able to understand the systematic assigned names, that is called IUPAC, in a very well manner. Okay, so note down this. Okay, make a notes, and then we will go to the rules of nomenclature, and then we will practice some examples also. Okay, note down. We will come to the rules of IUPAC. Okay, so overall we have 6 rules. We will gone through all these 6 rules, and these 6 rules will tell us how we have to name the organic compounds. Okay, so let's get. First rule is telling the selection of longest carbon chain. सबसे पहले हमें क्या करना है? सबसे पहले हमें जो चेन है उसमें selection of longest carbon chain करना. We have to select the longest carbon chain. Okay, first we have to we have to do selection of longest carbon chain. Suppose we have C. Okay, we have, so selection of carbon जो लंबा ज़्यादा होगा. ठीक है, 1 2 3 4 5, तो longest chain जो सबसे लंबा होगा we will select. But one thing we have to keep in mind, जो हमारा कार्बन चेंज होगा it must not be straight. वो सीधा नहीं हो सकता. मान लो अगर यहाँ से एक कार्बन एटम है, then one more is there, तो क्या हो रहा है? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, 4 5 6 और 7. तो अब ये नहीं है कि we will go to the straight, we will take here also. So selection of carbon, longest carbon chain and longest carbon chain must not be straight. वो सीधा नहीं होना चाहिए. It can be curve also, it can be up down. Okay, so this is the first rule what we have, कि selection of longest carbon chain and selection of longest carbon chain must not be straight. Okay, then what we have to do, we have to number in such a way that the alkyl groups get the smallest possible number. Means we have to number ऐसे इस such way में number करना है कि जो हमारा alkyl group है वो smallest possible number मिले उसको. Suppose what we have C and C. Okay, and here we are having CH3. अब ये नहीं, we will not number from here 1 2 3 4. This method will become wrong. This is not we have to name. Okay, we have to name from here 1 or 2. Okay, or 3 and then 4, because here the alkyl group is getting the smallest number, means smallest number, उसको इधर से सबसे छोटा नंबर पड़ रहा है, तो from here we will be name. Okay, So second what is the second rule? That number in such a way that the alkyl groups gets the smallest possible number. ठीक है. Third is what? Position of alkyl group is indicated by writing their name and position. Okay. अब अल्काइल ग्रुप्स जिस भी कार्बन पे है, जैसे मान लो यहाँ पे हमारे पास अटैच था, ठीक है, हियर वी हैव अटैच 2. सो हाउ वी विल राइट 2, ओके, मेथ एथ prop boot 2 methyl butene. So we will write the position, writing their name and position. 2 methyl butane, meth, eth, prop and boot. So like this, we will write their position name also, on which position it is, which number of carbon atom it is, and we will write their name also. So this is how. Third rule is what? Position of alkyl group is indicated by writing their name as well as the position. Okay. So first what we have to do? First we have to select the longest carbon chain, and the longest carbon chain must not be straight. Second what we have to do? We have to number in such a way that the alkyl groups gets the smallest possible number. Then third one, that the alkyl groups, then what happens? The position of alkyl group is indicated then by writing their name and position. Okay. Then what we have 4 rule. What fourth rule is saying? In case of alkyl group, multiple alkyl groups, we use 2 for di, we use 3 for tri, we use 4 for tetra, we use 5 for penta. Means if in any carbon chain, if there is having more or one or more than alkyl groups, then what we will be using? We will be using 2 for di. Suppose here we are attaching one more, okay, CH3, okay. So here we will be using 2 dimethyl. अगर 3 आएगा तो ट्राई, 4 तो 4, 5 तो पेंटा. मतलब अगर एक किसी चेन में 2 से अधिक 3, 4, 5 आ जाते हैं तो उसके लिए वी हैव ए पर्टिकुलर नेम, वो हम यूज करते हैं फॉर द फंक्शनल ग्रुप्स. ठीक है, ये अल्काइल ग्रुप्स के लिए. अब अगर किसी चेन में क्या होता है, वी हैव ए फंक्शनल ग्रुप्स आल्सो नंबर इन सच ए वे सो दैट इट गेट्स द स्मॉलेस्ट पॉसिबल नंबर्स. अगर किसी ग्रुप में फंक्शनल नंबर भी आ जाता है तो उसको भी हम इस वे में नेम करेंगे कि वो भी क्या हो, उसको भी स्मॉलेस्ट पॉसिबल नंबर मिल जाए. ठीक है, जैसे कि सी 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 सी. ठीक है, अब यहाँ पे हमने दे दिया उसको OH. अब we will not number from here 1 2 3 4 5. This will become wrong. ये मेथड रॉन्ग हो जाएगा. Here is the functional group OH. ठीक है, all जिसका फॉर्मूला है, तो we will be naming it from here 1 2 3 4 and 5. It is getting the smallest possible number. अब कैसे होगा? मेथ, एथ, प्रॉप, बूट, पेंट. ठीक है, तो ऐसे लिखेंगे इसको, पेंट सिंगल बॉन्ड एंड टू अल, पेंट टू अल. ठीक है, सो पेंट एंड टू अल, वी हैव द व्हाट वी हैव फंक्शनल ग्रुप्स. तो ऐसे नेम करेंगे. तो दिस इज द नेम, दिस इज द फिफ्थ नंबर. इफ देयर इज ए functional name group also, then we will what we will doing, functional group also number in such a way so that it gets the smallest possible number, उसको smallest possible number मिलता है. Then what we have, one chain or more than 2 are there. Suppose if we have OH is also there and we are attaching bromo is also, okay, Br also we are attaching here Br, okay. If there is more than one फंक्शनल ग्रुप इन ए ग्रुप, एक से अधिक फंक्शनल ग्रुप आ जाते हैं, देन क्या करेंगे हम? देन इन सच केस क्या होता है, वो अल्फाबेटिकली, अब अल्फाबेटिकली Br विल कम फर्स्ट. ठीक है, तो उस टाइम पे हम अल्फाबेटिक ऑर्डर यूज करते हैं. ठीक है, तो दिस इज व्हाट द IUPAC सिस्टम वाज देयर. वी हैव टू फॉलो ऑल दीज 6 रूल्स वेरी वेल, वेरी प्रॉपरली फॉर आवर IUPAC. First one, selection of longest carbon chain and it must not be straight. Second word, number in such a way that the alkyl groups gets the smallest possible number. Position of alkyl group is indicated by writing their name or position. Then in case multiple alkyl groups are there, we have 2 for di, 3 for tri, 4 for tetra, 5 for penta. Then we have functional group also number in such a way so it gets the smallest possible number. Then we have 6, no, if in one chain more than 2 functional groups are present or 3 functional groups are present, then we number that according to our alphabetical order. Okay, in alphabetical order, what will come first? We will number them first, and we will write their position also, we will write their name also according to the functional groups. So this is how we name the IPC system. Okay, so this is the part 2 of our video. In the part 3 we will be namings of organic compounds. हम कुछ organic compounds को name करेंगे और उसको सीखेंगे, ठीक है? And this was the part 2, and stay tuned with us for the part 3. Part 3 will be shown with you. Till then, tata, bye bye, take care and make notes.